Hi, it's John Ryan, and with me is JD Orr, one of the organizers for this esteemed event in Las Vegas. JD, we can pan around a little bit. Looks like we're taking down one of the courts. How's it going?
It's been quite the logistical, problem we've had here with the NACHC side of the event. We had to relocate our court to accommodate their extra day that was needed for their side of the tournament. So we are picking up one court and moving it to a different part of the casino.
All right, so you guys get to make the court twice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
We already had to do it once on this court in particular because the individuals that started putting it together made a mistake. So this will be the third time on this court.
Well, those things happen.
Yep.
I've enjoyed watching some of the matches here, and overall, I think people attending enjoyed what they were doing.
It's definitely something that I think, as I mentioned in our opening ceremonies, that there was a lot of opportunities for this event to really turn into something where you're bringing in a lot of different cultures and groups of people from all over the world to play handball, and that's what we're here to do, and that's what you see with like the events like Bartilli Cup. But there is no kind of events like that at the adult level that aren't at a highly competitive. So it's very casual, get to meet some new friends, and have a good time in the craziest city in the world.
Yeah, and it's funny. I lived here for 6 years, and every time I come back, it's kind of a memory of everything I loved about the city and everything I hated about the city.
Yes.
But this is a nice venue, and I agree. I had a chance to talk with a lot of the folks playing and stuff. Because basically we had two events here, right?
Yep.
We had the what you guys were calling the World Series of Handball, and you had the NACHC Club Championships. Well, let's focus on the World Series of Handball. How many teams participated, and how'd that event go?
Yeah, so we ended up having 8 men's teams, 4 women's teams. And we had a team, women and men's team from Hungary, Veresegahaz VSK.
Oh, good pronunciation.
I don't know that it's good. They looked at me when
you could have said it authoritatively. Well. I don't think anybody would have called you out on it.
Yep. So they both ended up winning gold in men's and women's. The Hungarian team played our Norwegian teams from Holmestrand, the Holmestrand Thunder Shields, in a semifinal match to which the Hungarians, with only 7 players on the men's side,
Ironman handball.
They took care of business, except in their first game they played Dallas. Shout out to Dallas THC, who had one of the Hungarians get a red card in the later stages of the second half, so they were able to play man up for about 7 to 8 minutes. So they ended up getting the win there, and then Dallas finished with 4th place after losing to the Norwegians in the 3rd place match.
Oh, okay. And who took second?
Second place was LA THC.
Oh, all right. So good on LA THC. And that's one of the things I like about it. Because we talked about this tournament. One of the things I like is it gives a guy like can't think of his Aaron Wolf Bloom a chance to play in the United States, see how he stacks up against some different competition. And, so guys like that, I see this as just an awesome opportunity for them.
Yeah, and again, Vegas is a pretty convenient location to get to from a flight standpoint, both internationally and domestically, so we saw a lot of teams take advantage of that and make the most of it. But the only downside, and this is, again, comes down to just control on my end, is, a lot of teams did not accommodate themselves to realize that the tournament ended on Monday, and so there was a lot of teams scrambling to find players, so we had a little bit of a loose roster on some of the later stage games to fill some voids.
And I saw that my old team, the Scorpions, were here, but they had to borrow some players.
Yep.
So, but it's good for them to get some games in. That's how you get started, and hopefully they'll have an opportunity to grow as a club. But like I said, awesome to play somebody from Norway and Hungary, even if they aren't superstars.
Yeah.
It's fun culturally to do that.
And even on the women's side, Houston was able to beat the Hungarians in the group stage phase. They have a very talented player, number 5, Devani. She's very good. They ended up having a rematch for the final, which Hungary took care of business in that one. But for the most part, a lot of good games, a lot of close games on the women's. Those games were very, very good.
I saw some of those games. In fact, just a heads up for you. I talked with the Utah folks.
Okay.
In the Beatrice, one of their players has set up the Utah U Handball Club page.
So
yes. Chatted with she's at the Brazilian guy that's
Andre.
Yeah, I was chatting with him, so hopefully we can get something going there. I had a good conversation with them. So she goes to school there.
Oh, okay.
She's tall girl.
Yeah, I did not connect the dots that she was in charge of the Utah program, because I was talking to Aaron, because he's starting the team at UCSD, University of California, San Diego, and then I was talking with somebody else about another California team about college-wise. So that's good. We could have some nice little Mountain West action.
Well, they've abandoned us for the Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac-8, whatever you want to call it. So I'm a little perturbed with them. And of course, Utah is now in the Big 12. So we got a multi-conference thing going here. So good. So like you said, wasn't perfect. Good competition. I appreciate all the work that you put in. I think other folks appreciate that as well. And then let's chat just a little bit about the North American tournament. They've got a great sound system.
Yeah.
Playing bad music.
Tell Dr. Michael Henson it's his personal jam list.
Well, is it? It seemed rather separate. There was not much. You're taking advantage of the same overall area, but there's pretty much separate events.
Yeah, there's no continuity between the two, besides the fact that those teams had practice on our courts in the morning. I would say there weren't even a lot of players from our side of the event that would even went over and watch those games, and vice versa. So a little bit interesting on that front, in my opinion, because I would think that if I was playing in a handball tournament, I'd probably want to watch maybe some higher than my current level handball.
I'm glad you didn't say high level.
I did, yeah.
But it is a higher level, for sure.
Working on my political regime here. But that's one of those things that, looking forward to future years in coordination with the Pro Handball USA, the whole point there is that you would come and play in a tournament like this to then go watch the elite of the elite play. So it's kind of maybe a little disheartening for me that we didn't get more spectators for these games, but as we get to semifinals tonight and the finals tomorrow, and being at a different part of the casino, we might get a little more stragglers rolling in.
Sure. So separate events. You did a little foreshadowing of some questions. So you guys do have like a loose partnership? Is that
I think it's a fair assessment of where we're at right now.
Enough that you put decal
patch on the shirt. Yep. So we've talked to Mads a good bit, and he's very excited about what we're doing here, and really would like to find a way that we can keep it rolling. Just because you think about it, 8 pro teams from Europe coming over, they don't have any fans here. There's 0 fans of Odense. There's 0 fans.
Talking with Jörg Radler, one of the guys that started the Scorpions with. I guarantee you he will be attending some of the matches. So it's not 0 fans, but a small number of fans.
A couple of fans. My point being is that having a reason besides to watch handball, that fans could also come and play handball in conjunction, and the goal would be to basically have our games in the morning and the early afternoons, and then have and these would not be necessarily at the same venue, but the not World Series, the
Pro Handball USA.
The national teams, we're working with the USA Team Handball, Canada, Puerto Rico, and Mexico to potentially have some international friendlies sprinkled in, and then you'd have the Pro Handball games in the evening.
Oh, that would be great. I will say, not new ideas.
A couple things in Miami that might have happened
I'll go back to the 1996 National Championships.
Okay.
There was a friendly Brazil-USA match held at the same time, same city as the National Championships.
Not the same venue, though?
Couldn't be at the same venue because it was a little arena. It was like the Myriad in Oklahoma City. But they didn't schedule games during the match. Most folks went there to it. And then at the Coupe de la Ligue in Miami.
Yes.
I tried as a neutral person to get national championships moved
to
Miami.
help support. Yeah.
There was a little bit of a conflict going on at the time, because actually the tournament was like in April or May, because it was an in-season.
Yeah, I mean it's the Final Four.
It was the Final Four, and we never did get that to happen. I don't know how much it would have helped. It would have helped. Well, I take it back.
Yeah.
It would have doubled the attendance size.
Yeah.
It still wouldn't have been enough.
Dent in the giant debt that they'd have to pay for the renting out where the Miami Heat play. So,
well, we'll see. I should put it on my list to give Mads a call. Mads went through a call.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to talk to you.
I just hate being the skeptic, Mr. Negative all the time, and people think I'm just being negative on everything. But I'm really skeptical that you guys are going to be able to. I don't know if it's your part of the team, you're loosely affiliated, that it'll be able to pull it off. That is, I mean, you saw how hard it was.
I know what goes into something like this, and
that's it on steroids,
right? And that's some real dollars. I mean, this was a lot for me to handle from collecting it from everybody. But when you're talking about renting an arena where they play professional sports in,
flying 8 teams over, lodging 8 teams,
right? I mean, it's a large, and that's where he ran into issues, because he obviously, with Karabatic and Hansen, that he reached out to PSG and Barcelona, and the issues, and he'll touch upon it, was they had some difficulties with equality in pay and the expectations in pay, because obviously they're bigger clubs, they want more money, and he's like, hey, this is, for the growth of handball, this isn't a money-making event here. So, and I think he knows that. I think he knows what he's, in for, and he's a little bit worrisome, but he knows that if it's done correctly and we can continue to make it work, that there's opportunity for good growth.
Well, July in Vegas, August in Vegas, not a big fan, but I'll come out here again. I'll be here.
Cool.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll be definitely following close. JD, congrats on a great tournament. And I'd be remiss. Here's one gotcha question.
Okay.
I haven't asked Mike Hinson yet.
Okay.
What is the over-under for the number of goalkeepers that he contacted before he settled on JD?
On me?
I haven't asked him yet.
I don't know the correct answer, and it wouldn't be his. I don't think he'd be the right person to ask. I think Mark Ortega and Daniel Eggert are the two, but I would say that I was probably fifth or sixth.
So 5.5 would be the over-under.
Yeah, that'd probably be the line.
It's like, they were right at 4, and they said, let's try a couple more.
Because and I'll be clear that they told me going in, because Mark asked me, can I just put you on the provisional roster? I said, sure, fine, whatever, I'll be there. So they were supposed to have another goalie that was supposed to be here, and he just, I don't know where he never showed. Or maybe they thought that I was playing exceptionally well, that they said, we don't need him.
You know what this reminds me? I heard that the NHL is getting rid of the
emergency goalie, whatever that's called, which is very sad. I mean, that's the greatest thing in sports, in my opinion, that you could just be a guy and then get that phone call, be like, I need you at the rink.
You could be like the emergency goalkeeper.
It's the second time I've done it for Hinson. When I was on the beach,
you are the emergency goalkeeper.
So,
all right.
Very fun.
Good luck. Matches upcoming, and again, congratulations on a fine tournament.
Cool. Thanks, John.